Hello everyone, I'm Chen Huixun from Guangxi Financial Vocational College. Before we start today's lesson, I'd like to ask you a question. Suppose you are an operator of an e-commerce platform, and your boss assigns you a task, browsing duration and purchase amount. Analyze whether there is a relationship between users. You might feel completely confused right now. Don't worry, let's figure it out together. First of all, let me share with you the simplest method. The scatter plot, also known as a correlation diagram. Using this scatter plot, we can roughly determine whether there is a correlation between the two variables, as well as the form, direction, and strength of the correlation. Step 1. Collect data. The two variables are users' browsing duration and purchase amount. Then, sort one variable, such as users' browsing duration, by its value, and arrange the corresponding values of purchase amount in parallel. In this way, a simple correlation table can be obtained, as shown in the figure. Step 2. Choose a drawing tool. The commonly used WPS spreadsheet can be used for processing. Step 3. Draw a scatter plot. Select the data by clicking the top left corner of the table and dragging the mouse to choose the cell range containing the data of the two variables. Insert a chart and select scatter in the charts group. Generally, a simple scatter plot is sufficient to visually display the data distribution. Step 4. After completing the plot, judge the relationship between variables by observing the distribution of the scatter points. If the scatter points generally rise along a straight line, the two variables may be positively correlated. If they fall along a straight line, they may be negatively correlated. If the scatter points are irregularly distributed, there may be no obvious linear correlation. Now we can see that the scatter points rise along a straight line between users' browsing duration and purchase amount, which proves that there may be a positive correlation. After we reported the results obtained by drawing the scatter plot to the boss, he was not satisfied. He also needed more accurate data to show the degree of correlation between the two variables. So what should we do then? Don't panic, there is a way to solve this problem. Let's learn as we do it. We can introduce the simple linear correlation coefficient, denoted by R, whose formula is shown in the figure. In our example, which one is the independent variable X, and which one is the dependent variable Y? Based on experience, purchase amount may change according to users' browsing duration. Therefore, users' browsing duration is the independent variable, and purchase amount is the dependent variable. We can substitute the data into the formula to calculate the value of the correlation coefficient. Suppose we calculate that A equals 0.98, which means there is a strong positive correlation between users' browsing duration and purchase amount. We report to the boss that there is a strong correlation between users' browsing duration and purchase amount. If the boss is still not satisfied and raises another question, can we predict the purchase amount based on users' browsing duration? This problem can be solved by simple linear regression analysis. The expression of the simple linear regression equation is
YC equals A plus BX.
YC presents the estimated value of the dependent variable Y, X represents the independent variable, and A and B are the undetermined parameters of the regression model. How do we determine A and B in the equation? We commonly use the least squares method. Its core idea is to find a straight line
that minimizes the sum of the squares of the perpendicular distances from all observed points to this line.
As shown in the figure, these are the calculation formulas for A and B. By substituting the calculated data from the table into the least squares estimation equations for parameters A and B, we obtain the regression equation, y equals 0.2a plus 1.35x. The above model shows that for every additional minute users spend browsing, the average purchase amount increases by 1.35 yuan. Alright, we can now answer the boss's question perfectly. In this lesson, we learned simple linear correlation and regression analysis. We learned to judge the degree of correlation between variables through scatter plots and correlation coefficients, and mastered the establishment and solution methods of simple linear regression equations. With the regression equation, we can make predictions. For example, in large-scale social production, when the output reaches a new value, We can substitute it into the regression equation to calculate the corresponding predicted production cost. In actual production, this can help factories plan costs in advance and formulate production strategies. Many enterprises in China predict market demand through data analysis, arrange production reasonably, avoid resource waste, promoting sustainable development. This reflects the important value of data analysis in serving the social economy, and also reminds us to apply what we have learned and create value with knowledge. After class, please use the methods learned today to establish a simple linear regression model. That's all for this class. Thank you.